I was surprised by this movie in many ways.
To say, I was regretting my decision.
I think this would be something I'd show to my kids.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I think it's about a father's love for his child.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And a complete stranger's love for that man's
They
child.
wore really ugly outfits. Puke yellow, prom night, pale blue, you know?
I don't even know where to start with this
Definitely
film.
not a movie I would consider watching unless you told me to. Hello, I'm Derek.
And I'm Peter.
And this is the Mog Live.
Yep, in this Twitch stream, we torture ourselves by watching one of the greatest franchises descend slowly into the interesting state of affairs that it can be called at present.
Yeah, and we keep coming back every year.
Keep coming back for more. Some would call it self-torture, others will call it curiosity, and I just call it insane.
What is it about Star Wars, though? Because I met these people last night that haven't seen Star Wars at all. And are they better off than us?
I think so, yeah. I'd say so. Yeah, probably. Depends on how invested you are. Some people are still invested. And some people make a lot of money out of being invested in this, whether it's in a positive way or a negative way. So, yeah.
Because they were saying to me that, because I've seen zero Star Wars, they said I should host the Star Wars night, their introduction to it. And I think that would be a bad idea, because I don't know if you'll get into it if you didn't grow up with it.
I think it depends on. I think it probably depends on where you start and where you finish.
Episode 4.
Yep.
Finish.
Good
Return.
Yeah, that sounds good. All done. And when they say, "Isn't there more Star Wars?" say, "No, that's just fan fiction."
Which is the truth, really. You're not lying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about this episode.
Oh, okay.
I've heard plenty about it.
All I did was look up what some of the reviews were from last time, because there was a gap when we started, and you were mentioning some things in the last stream, and I just thought I'd quickly check on Reddit. I love Reddit. They were saying that Yord is a himbo. And then they're all going, "Yep," and I'm here for it. And the other one was your theory that the apothecary guy was the Sith, and and then someone said Darth Mendoza.
Darth Derek.
Darth Mendoza. That's what I'm going to call him from now on.
I think that's what I'm going to call you from now on.
I thought that's pretty funny.
For those who aren't in the know, which is pretty much everyone who's not watching this, Derek's nickname has in the past, on occasion, been Mendoza. I actually don't know why.
From The Simpsons, right?
Mendoza!
It's funny how everything goes back to The Simpsons.
Yeah,
all our
a lot of
comedic
us
references. Yeah.
Yeah. That, or I don't know, is there anything else that serves as a comedic reference these days? Oh, no, not for you.
We were doing the Chowder last week.
Yeah. But like for some people, it's also Monty Python, but you're not a Monty Pythoner.
Yeah, I'm learning from you, learning from the best, but a little bit to get up.
Absolutely. I am very inspirational Monty Pythoner, I'm sure. Yes, I've heard lots of good things about this.
Well,
makes me want to eat chowder.
Well, I spoke to my brother, and he was watching some YouTube. He watched the series, funnily enough, and he was watching some YouTube reviews, and they also made the comment about the Tommy Lee Jones fugitive
All
thing.
right. Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care. I know. Resolved. I'm
What?
messaging my brother just to let him know that we're on
Okay.
we're twitching.
And his
So-
youngest son is Sol, so I should have said something about that. It's cool to see the name.
Youngest
His
son
name's
is
Sol, and Sol's the Squid Game guy.
Oh, okay. That's pretty obscure for me. I don't know much about the Squid Game guy.
Neither do I. But his name in this series is Sol, and that's happens to be
right.
my younger brother's.
Well,
older
he's the
brother's
heart
youngest.
and soul of the show.
He's a soul man.
Soul Rider. He goes solo. So my brother just replied, "Good luck."
Oh, he's heard all the evil stuff too, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, but I watched the end of our conclusions were. It was sort of like we said that. What's the director's name again?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen's.
That's
She could be
Leslie
working towards Headland. She could be working towards something which we don't realize, but these are the building blocks. So we were kind of optimistic that there was something bigger down the line. I don't know why.
I think, and I could be wrong here because I didn't look back, but I think what I said was that if I was being optimistic, then we could try to come up with reasons why. But must admit, I'm not super optimistic. Not particularly not after what I've heard about how wonderful these episodes are. This is truly
Chef's
stuff
kiss. Oh,
of
is it?
Chef's kiss.
So it's gonna be bad,
It
eh?
is. There's some people who love this. They are milking their online content for all they're worth.
Is that
from
guy,
this.
that bald guy with the cap, who does Star Wars Theory? That guy.
Oh, right. Yeah, he is too. He's
memorable.
really happy about
Hey,
how
can
it's
you
going.
tilt your camera down a little bit? Your face is a little bit low on your. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Hey.
He's milking it, sexy man.
I feel like there should be with this background thing. There should be saxophone music or something like. What?
Oh yeah,
Ladies.
very Blade Runner.
There's times when you wonder, am I a replicant?
It looks like you're free falling through it though,
Yeah.
because like you're coming in and out. It's more like Lars, who was
It's
the
like
bad
my
guy in
hands-
from Die Hard.
My hands. Lars.
I don't know. Now it's cutting out.
Lars.
Now it's cutting out.
All
Sorry.
right, I'll try to stay still. I'll try to stay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So any comments going into this one? I'm just looking at the Reddit. Funnily enough, the Reddit was really positive.
I can't wait.
Like, Reddit's usually like this toxic.
really?
They're super toxic. Anything that doesn't meet your expectations, they'll just burn it to the ground. But this was really positive, like mostly.
Wow. Let's just.
The cast
Try to
definitely
keep-
has some good chemistry and seems like they'll be an enjoyable bunch to hang with for 8 episodes. How nice is that? We were like way more negative.
Yeah. Those are parts you do realize.
Oh, you're cutting out. What did you say?
I'm going to say that my expectations are high. My expectations are high. I'm looking forward to how good this is going to be.
Why were your expectations high? Do you mean before this, the first 2 episodes, or now?
No. I mean now. After listening to the feedback, I'm just like excited.
Ah, right. Do you reckon it's like that sort of that silo effect where people that are, you know, have these super critical views, they're reverberating in this silo, and it becomes like a
Oh, there is, yes.
they can't get
There's,
out of that.
excuse me. No, there's definitely that. Like, I can actually watch that people going on about that stuff, and I can literally see when they make a good point and then they make a siloed point where they've literally spat the same thing amongst each other so many times that it's just like it's not even reflective of what's going on in the show. But then there are other things which are like, yeah, really true.
Sadly.
But yeah, but I mean, they're all echo chambers. Most of these people are in echo chambers. They talk about being open and open-minded, but but there's but there are echo chambers.
You know what I think it is? Like, I don't think this is a new thing either. It's the negativity bias. We have this sort of bias towards negativity and like bad news, bad news is better for us. We get sort of a high alert and we want to see that thing because it's like, the news does it all over the news. They tune in at 6 p.m. and you hear all the bad shit going on in the world, and we keep tuning in and we keep wanting to know. And I think that's kind of like what this is. They're never going to say, oh, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It's like...
No, I think maybe. I mean, they're pretty positive about Andor. Like, I think that there are occasions where people do kind of like can actually say that they thought something was good. I mean, it's a combination of where you get your kicks from as well, like what you enjoy watching. Because some people seem to, like, that guy, bald Star Wars Theory wasn't really into Andor for some reason. But, like, other people, including myself, thought it was, like, the best of Star Wars type stuff. Which is great that it's there. It's just a shame that it's surrounded by so much wonderful stuff. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to your reaction.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts. I'm looking forward to your
What was your gut feeling then about all the reviews? You believe them? Because we haven't seen this. You haven't seen it, right?
No, you're right. I'm cleaning the slate. Zup, lobotomy. Ready.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Buzz. Yeah.
All I remember last week was that I thought there was huge pacing things. Like, it was getting tiring because there wasn't enough dramatic tension. Like, there was no reason for us to keep watching. Like, there was no sort of danger involved. That was my main complaint. So, and we hadn't seen enough of the bad guy for there to be that danger. But you were saying that it could just be a middle episode thing. That's what I'm hoping coming into this, that it's just like a pacing thing. And that we will see more as it unfolds. I guess, what do you expect? What are you hoping for?
I don't know. I'm not hoping for anything. I'm not hoping for anything.
Is it because the reviews have shut all that stuff down and you sort of know now?
No, it was before it even started. Before this series even started, I didn't really have any expectations that it would be good or that I would be drawn into it or that I'd be looking forward to more of it. And to be honest, the only reason I'm watching it is because of you, Derek.
Is it really? Well, let's just stop now, because I don't think it's gonna come through, to be honest. If I'm totally honest with you, I gave up last episode.
Yeah. Well, I guess mainly it's to see what we. I'm more interested to see just what we talk about after watching it because I've heard a lot. I haven't really watched. I've seen some people playing clips of it and stuff, but I actually haven't watched the whole episode or anything like that. So
Two
this is the only
episodes.
reason. Yes, two.
We better get going.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts.
How's it?
Put in your pacifiers. Wear your adult diapers, and get ready.
One second. Okay.
And get
Okay, ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, she has a twin sister?
Yeah, the twin sister has a twin sister. They're quintuplets. That's the twist.
It's actually Octomum.
Yeah. There's
Octomum is
8
the
of
Sith
them.
Lord.
Yeah. 100. Oh, I've opened the wrong one.
Are we starting again?
Please, God, no. Can we pause?
Yeah, I'm going back to the start.
Where is it? It's it's funny. Is some of the music actually made me think of War of the Worlds when I was playing the episode 1 intro. Okay.
Okay, you're the right one.
Okay. Ready?
3, 2, 1, go. Osha has a twin sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her name is May. Mendoza!
It's Mendoza.
Why would you kill yourself? Honestly, that's so stupid. She's
It's because
not
of the
very good at
guilt, man.
killing
He was like,
Jedis.
it was the guilt, overwhelming guilt.
The guilt of bad hair. I love how the nickname for Osha is Oshi.
Oshi.
Oshi's 11.
Oshi's 11.
Yeah. Where's, Brenda. Oh.
16 years earlier. Here's the flashback.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a Star Trek episode.
The music. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Chris is here. Enjoy the show, gents. Guaranteed genuine Star Wars enjoyment ahead.
Is she going to squeeze it till it pops?
Hey, Chris. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Pete told me that there were bad reviews for these 2 episodes, so I'm not holding my breath.
What did he say? Sorry, I didn't see what.
He said, enjoy the show, gents. In inverted commas, show. Guaranteed Star Wars enjoyment ahead.
Let it go. Pop. Oh, the facing away thing.
Oh, she.
Oh, she. Ma. Do you think she calls her Ma? Or is it Mei? Oh, Mao. Mao. Oshi and Mao.
Do you reckon they found real twins to do this?
No, I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because them doing the spinning round was her just practicing her craft of directorial stuff. Besides, your sister's not old enough.
That's the same race as Darth Sidious, right? Darth Maul.
Oh, uh, I don't know. It's not safe.
Game of Thrones, hey? The Wall. Is House of the Dragon started up again?
I think it has. I haven't seen the first season.
Let's switch over to that. Spice creams.
It's weird that they say I'm not little anymore. You'd think as twins they would say
Where?
we're not little anymore.
It's because the other one's a forced projection.
That's right. That's they're doing a Luke Skywalker thing. She's got multiple personality and she's projecting him.
She's actually
Got
Edward
Force
Norton.
Ghost. Edward Norton.
It's a weird reference. The director's a lesbian.
Okay.
I just thought I'd add that. That's the one thing I learned.
Protect your children.
What's that?
I'm not May, I'm OSHA.
I forget. What's the deal with the mother again? With their parents?
They're lesbians. I
Are
don't know. That's what you told me.
are they the parents?
Oh, yeah, yeah, apparently.
Which is...
It's a long braid.
Yeah. Do you ever hold hands with Chris?
I don't want to talk about it. Oh, God.
Oh, witches, hey? That's a new thing.
Apart from the other witches from Ahsoka.
Well, I didn't really get to finish it. The other...
Get to
Well,
finish it.
the
Didn't we
Clone
watch it
Wars.
together?
The Clone Wars.
Ah.
Deep conversations. I quite like seeing all the Force stuff. I like that. This freaks me out. Let's be honest. I'm not the biggest horror fan.
Horror. Are you talking about the horror of how it's produced or the horror of... Oh.
Just witches and covens and all that
Yeah, but
sort
witch
of...
is it's just a word. They're all threading. Oh, and stuff.
Oh, that's right, the thread. Yeah, they have that loom, isn't it?
Loom?
I thought in Clone Wars there was a loom where they could prophesize things.
Oh,
It was like a thread.
no
The
idea.
Force is what they call the thread.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Why you gotta cackle?
Is that a bow?
Bow where?
The those people had bow and arrows, I
Did
think.
they? Great costume design.
Really?
I don't know.
Sure.
Looks cool.
Yep.
It's cool how the planets are aligning in the background. She missed. She fucked up the tattoo. I wanted a redo on that tattoo, bro.
I was going for the middle.
No wonder why she's scared. She's like, this fucker can't tattoo for shit.
Not really the right time.
I do. Oh yeah, bows.
Oh, they are bows.
Ah, cool.
Is he bald? Is that a bald Chewie?
Is he? I didn't see.
It looks like he has a shaved head.
Wookiee can smell them.
Smell fresh meat.
He's going to point with his...
Oh, he's definitely younger. His hair's shorter. See, look at the Wookiee. See how he's got like a shorn scalp?
Hmm.
What's
It's
happening?
bizarre, isn't it?
And he, what the right
This
with
is
permission.
bullshit. Oh my god.
I'm confused.
Not the only one. It's just clumsy writing, eh? It's good to see she's back. The actress. But fucking
Which
hell.
one?
Carrie Ann Moss.
Uh,
What was that whole fucking scene? That was just stupid.
I don't know.
It's infuriating.
Yeah.
What do they think we are? You can't just make like leaps like that. Giant fucking leaps.
It's the whole thing, like in the previous episode of the previous episode, where you're thinking, is there a reason and a reason why they do blah blah blah? This is really, yeah, great. I love it. Well, where did that person come from?
So she's saying it's heads or tails. Very wise woman.
It's like the more she writes, the dumber Like, it's like she starts this whole script each episode where she's like writing convoluted stuff. But as she keeps writing, she just keeps forgetting what to. Too lazy to open the door, just make a sound effect instead. That's being overly critical right there.
Ships look cool
That's
though.
quick run. Great model.
Speed is back too. What would you do
What
if
would
your
you do?
family said, "Oh, you got to be a Coven, but you wanted to be a Jedi"? What would you do?
Uh, Murder my entire family.
And be a Jedi or a Sith? You're more of a Sith guy, aren't you? No,
Me?
no. Just kidding.
Thanks.
Just kidding.
Thanks, Mendoza. Um, the power of the dark side. Um, I would probably, if I saw and wondered whether people would have to have haircuts like that, I would wonder. I would think that my parents are right. Probably, honestly, if you're a kid and everyone in your entire family, everyone you've known and loved, is saying that it's the wrong thing to do, I don't think a person would be thinking, "Well, I want to be that obscure thing that I have never heard of
No,
before."
I'm asking you, what would you do if you wanted to be a Jedi?
What? I don't know. Um, he outsmarted her. You outsmart little girls. You're old enough to make decisions for yourself.
4.
Grooming.
You broke up. What did you say?
Grooming.
Oh, grooming. Yeah, fucking hell.
And abandon your family. Oh, that's right. The Wookiee has to do all the lug work, all the outdoor. He's got to do all the dumb stuff. I love the this like they're children and they got to make adult decisions. It's like failed me. That's a nice thing to hear from your child.
I thought it was Osha that said she has everything she wants here. Or was that May?
I think it was May.
It's before they had the fucked up tattoo on their head. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell which was which.
Yeah. Love you too, Anakin.
It's a
I mean,
compelling premise. I'll give him that. She has to decide to never see her parents again. It's quite compelling.
okay. It is compelling under maybe a different script, circumstance, context.
Well, they've rushed this whole thing. I mean, fucking hell. Within the space of what? What are we at? 30 minutes. They forced it down our throats.
Mm. Oh, the two wires. Put the two wires together, quick. The two wires.
She's hot wiring it.
The two wires. There you go. Good job. Those two wires will save everyone's life.
But not the red wire. Don't touch the red wire.
No, no, no.
That'll blow us all to smithereens.
Yeah, or it would have closed another door. Gee, you really shouldn't have set fire to that.
That room that blows up the whole compound. So bad, eh? Oh, fucking hell, man. This is so bad.
So, for a little.
Fucking hell.
They're just sleeping.
They're deceiving. Is there something more to this? There's like the Jedi actually created this?
I don't know.
Because
I
that
have
would
no
be
idea.
that would be a tragedy if they did it on purpose. If the Jedi did it, you know, if they killed all these people, that would be
Oh
something.
no, I don't think that's. Yeah, I think
They killed all the people to abduct the child. That would be something.
I don't think they did. It's alright, you're gonna leave them all behind anyway. There was a fire. Whole planet exploded.
You broke up. What did you say?
The whole planet exploded. The fire went down and it started a fire. It started a fire that made the whole world burn.
It started a chain reaction of epic proportions. It could not be reversed.
And that's where we got the idea for the Death Star plans.
It's like the scientists. Ooh, I see that.
You know what we need? We need what do you call it? What is it? The port? The the proton torpedo goes down
Proton torpedo.
yeah, but it goes down the port,
shaft.
whatever it's called. The shaft. Yeah.
Well, there you go. What are your thoughts, man? Oh, it's Coggonda. It's not. It wasn't.
Ogonada.
Yeah.
She didn't even write that one.
Yeah, Leslie. What are your thoughts, dude?
I think that the mum killed all her. I think the mum killed everyone.
The mom did.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I like this music.
Oh, I paused it. I paused it. I paused it. Hang on.
It's just like, my family's dead, burned up and burned.
Hang on, I haven't heard it yet.
Oh,
it's very
man.
upbeat, isn't it?
That was
It's very Game of
funny.
Thrones.
That was funny.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on the episode? You keep breaking up. You gotta repeat.
I'm just laughing.
What did you say though?
I started nothing. I started a fire that made the whole world burn.
Oh, right, yeah, the premise.
I just still have this image of burning a book and just the whole planet exploding. Um, what did you think?
Super clumsy writing. There's no two ways about it. That was awful. Like really taking leaps and leaps that the audience are not with you. We're not with you at any point. Why do you think we would believe any of that? You know?
But I'll kill you to keep you here.
That's the
I'm
thing.
going to keep you here by
But then there's
killing
little
you.
glimpses of nice, like dramatic stuff, which keeps me like, that part of me is happy just to see those little bits of like a good drama is where, there's a character that's at a precipice in their life and they have a choice to make. And that was there in that. So you can't argue with that. That was like
Yeah.
little bits of stuff in there that were quite and like
Yeah,
I kept it in the back of my
but
mind
that's
thinking
always
about
been.
what you told me with the creator wants to get to this place that we haven't seen and we're in the middle and we won't really know the epicness of what her vision is until we get there. So I'm just
Yeah.
letting it all just fucking unravel, even though like it's very painful.
You're what is it? Suspending disbelief
You
just
have
to see
to
where the story
a
takes
lot
us.
and a lot, and it keeps getting higher and higher. And it's like, okay, just breathe. Just breathe and watch and like, okay, it's happening, just let it happen. Just bend over a little bit deeper.
Derek, shh.
It's like Leslie's just caressing our cheek. It's just like, hey, shh, baby. It's gonna be
let it
okay,
happen.
baby. You've completely paused.
Derek. Yeah, you did too. Derek, just let it happen. Just let it happen, Derek.
Yeah.
Might be a bit of a sting. There might be a bit of pain, Derek. But just let it happen.
But to me, it feels like there is something beyond what we saw. There is like someone killed. Like Tobin went through that amount of
Yeah.
guilt. He actually killed them, I think, or something like that. He was responsible in some way more than what we saw. That's my guess.
Yeah. It my
Like the Jedi might have wanted the witches wiped out, and there's an overriding order that they had to follow, and the kids were just a byproduct of that. They had to save the kids because they knew they were wiping out the witches, something like that.
I don't think. Yeah. Okay. That my I'm terrible at guessing what they're going to do in Star Wars because like their premises never really land in a place that wraps everything up in a bow. Because for me, the only way that this would wrap it up in a bow and keep everything going would be if, like, the Jedi that the like, there were some things in that where the witches were like hiding that they're actually a lot more hostile and potentially violent
Yeah,
than
the cackles, man. It's not subtle. It's like they think we're a dark force. Cackle, cue cackle.
uh, uh,
Hey, maybe for this part, is
um,
it fast to switch to your phone? Because you keep cutting out.
um,
It might be too far. Might be too long to switch over.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
What were you going to say?
I'm not sure what else to do to try to speed things up. Um, oh, what I was going to say is, I think to tie it up in like a bow to keep like if you want to keep the Jedi to be good guys, but also for that guy to believe that they did the wrong thing, the witch mum did a mind reading thing on the guy and took control of him very
Which guy?
briefly.
Sol.
Torben.
Oh, Torben.
You remember when they
Yeah.
were arguing and she took over and said, if you want your Padawan back, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
And I think, I think that I think if, like, this is a guess because it probably won't be this, but the Jedi thought that they had killed the witches because Torben went on a rampage or something and killed them.
Huh? Say again?
So I think that the lead witch, the mum, took control of Torben and made them basically kill the witches, and some of the Jedi saw it, and but really it was the head witch all along who just killed everyone.
Why?
So the mum, because as much as she was trying to convince Osha that she had a choice, really there's a plan to what she wanted, and that she's got some nefarious ends, whatever that may be, and so it's something to do with that.
Oh, okay.
So Torben kills himself because he thinks that he was the one responsible for killing the Jedi, but he was taken over by the witch mum.
Mm.
I mean, like all of the Jedi were just like, I'm sorry, all of the witches were just lying in a pile.
Yeah.
There wasn't even like lightsaber. They would have shown extreme lightsaber stuff to suggest that they were killed. They didn't die from a fire unless like one big rock fell on them and they fainted to death. Like there's just nothing to suggest.
Well, at this point, we weren't given any reason to know about. Oh, whoops. We've got people in the chat. Oh, no.
Oh, they just
Power of many. My God, you guys are so kind and hopeful. Artstones. It's a different account.
Is this?
I gotta go back to the start. Hey guys, Misa back on my alternate account, and can see the serious enjoyment on your faces. Stones burns. The power of my many.
Many.
My God, you guys are so kind and hopeful. Yeah, so we're just sort of going through it. So yeah, I was saying that we weren't led to believe that there is any other depth to this. We weren't shown anything other than the fact that this book burnt them all. And that's like completely unbelievable. So my mind says there has to be something more, and there might not be. There might not be anything more.
There may not be. We may get a whole Force Awakens Last Jedi.
The book burnt a stone building. Have you seen stone building? Have you seen it, Chris? You must have seen this. So my initial reaction to that was that, because Chris might not have heard it, was that the Jedi have had an ulterior motive from probably higher up to destroy the witches, but they found there were two kids and they had to save them. They couldn't kill the kids morally, so this was their effort to save the kids, but still kill the witches. But the way it unfolded for us, seemingly this book destroyed everything, and it's all May's fault.
and it burned the entire planet to the ground. The
only way they can justify the actions of the characters is if the Jedi'd kill them. Yeah, see, it's kind of like, but if
no, it's not. No, it's not. That's not true.
Did you tell your theory?
All right, my theory. which I doubt is true, is that the lady took mind control of the Turban Jedi dude by turning his eyes black, and started a fight, and people. It's possible that the Jedi did actually kill the witches, but it was instigated the fight was instigated by the Mother Witch by taking control of Torben and making him do something that he deeply regretted because he thought it was his fault, which is why he killed himself. But really, it's the mum who did it all, and her talking about you have a choice and all of that sort of stuff was she knew that she couldn't make the girl do what she wanted, so she came up with an alternative plan.
But what was her motive?
Oh, well, that's the thing. That's the question. Because she created them. So what did she do? Why did she create them?
But you said also she had a nefarious sort of motive.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know what that she didn't want the girl to become a Jedi, or that no,
I thought it was something more.
There
was something darker.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Oh. But I think there's a reason.
Yeah, you bring up that point, which is she created them. There was that darkness there from what she created them from.
Yeah, it's an abomination. It's what was it? They used terms. I think Palpatine said it was
the Force dyad.
Considered to be unnatural. No, he's not the Force dyad. But good point. No, the dark side of the Force is considered to be unnatural, and they said some people say that what we do is unnatural.
Oh, did they use the same line?
Yep.
Ah, there you go. You reckon?
Well, weren't you paying attention, Derek?
Not really. I was like looking at the background and like, oh, that looks pretty.
I just heard that the people say that because they'll say what we've done is unnatural.
Ah, yes.
And I was just like, oh, and
but that's when the cackle happened, and I immediately just like switched off.
And just coming in at the and I think the idea that if we've got another what do you call it? Like, to me, this sort of kind of reeks of the idea that maybe it has to do with what started to begin Anakin, like the prelude to Anakin, because he was a inanimate conception as well. Inanimate conception. What's the when the
immaculate
someone just immaculate. That's right.
Because it's the midichlorians.
Just like the writing, it's immaculate.
Yeah, Chris says he's 100% right. Beyond ridiculous writing. But at this point, we're on this journey, so I'm making the most of it. I'm trying to find the little bits of salvageable storytelling.
I'm just trying to enjoy the process of Twitch casting.
What I really loved was that the fact that
hold your hand.
They use the
holding your hand, Terry. The power of two and only two.
It's cool that they had like a little theme song in there. I wonder if you can buy that on CD.
Imagine having that on loop.
But what I liked was that they used the Force, but in a different way. It's the same thing, but they call it the thread. I quite liked that. Yeah. It added depth to the Force, because she actually said some call it the Force, but it's not something to be used. It's like calling it the Force makes it a verb, you know? And I never really thought about that before.
Didn't she say something about it not being a weapon after she attacked the other witches?
Yeah, she immediately uses like a Force push. Which is really... you're only a person who in the internet who likes the thread. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it something she made up? I thought that they used it in the Clone Wars because they had a loom. They had this loom, this idea of this. I thought
really?
she could predict the future from the loom. They were all doing this weird thing. I don't know. Maybe I just imagine that.
I'm typing in Clone Wars loom. No, not Lou.
I haven't got my browser.
300 loom bands with no.
Probably
Loom ideas. Loom talent.
Maybe it's not a loom. Maybe it's called something else.
Boba Fett loom with alarm leather gun. What the hell is that?
Well, I'm going to patent this idea and I'm going to write my own series.
Yeah, the Phantom loom. Attack of the Killer Loom.
Oh man. So I like that aspect, but also the fact that she had to pull the thread, but she was aware of what it meant. She said, "I will never see you again." That was quite cool because she knew the consequences, and she has this Force inkling. You know, she already knows the future, but she had to choose anyway, which is quite compelling to me. You know. That's why I asked you what you would do, because it's quite a compelling choice.
Yeah. I don't know what I would like.
Because you're drawn. I think you're drawn to the light side. Like you're drawn to Luke Skywalker. The other people are like, "Oh, I love Darth Sith," and I can't get along with those people. You know,
I love Palpatine.
I love Palpatine. For an 8-year-old, I'm not sure what that refers to, Chris. Like for her to decide, yeah, that's the thing. But it's it felt like a different cultural thing. Like
yeah. I mean, the thing is, if it's accepted that the Jedi start young, then
yeah, because he mentioned the 4-year-old.
Okay
I was 4-year-old when I had to make the choice. That's for an 8
choice.
But yeah, like for you. You know what's like if you were born into a bad family of all of this stuff, and they wanted you to join them to keep going, but you knew that you had to get out.
It sounded to me like the main, like the motivation, the only motivation that made sense was it was not to get away from the family; it was to get away from his sister, because she just did not like her sister.
Yeah.
Because she was a sociopath. You're hurting it. You're hurting it. Stop hurting that little floating bee. You keep pulling out their wings.
Yep.
But
also the calling to the better. That was sort of clear. When she saw it, she sort of saw it immediately.
Saw what?
The Jedi. You know, she was commenting on how they sort of dressed and like
she liked their fashion sense. That's certainly a good reason to leave your family.
But I mean, it's bad. It's bathed in bad writing.
Sorry.
But like the idea of the Jedi being called to the Jedi is being called to the good. You know.
Oh right, yeah, I see what you're saying. No, yeah, I'm doing that thing where when someone writes a letter. And they say, "Hey, can you read the letter?" And one person just focuses on the spelling mistakes and how it's written, and you want them to say, "Is the idea behind the letter? Listen to the idea first, and then tell me about the spelling errors." You don't want to know the spelling errors because you know the spelling errors.
Yeah.
You want to know about the underlying intention behind it.
Believe me, I'm as angry as you about the spelling errors because I have 4 more episodes of this, 5 or whatever. But the intention, you know.
The intention, yeah. So the idea behind it, or Um, yeah. I mean,
Like, let's say it's Luke Skywalker, a beloved character to you.
the thing that's hard for me is that it's probably not as hard as it used to be, but it's still something I'm not a fan of. Is when they have to write stuff for kids, that are, you have kids that are faced with this choice and all of this sort of stuff. I think that the difficulty for me is it's so unreal. It feels so unrealistic for that situation to happen that it's hard to kind of think of it as like a compelling idea. Like, and the other thing, the other thing, but I guess that the idea of, but there's just so much, like, because the thing is, if I say, oh, I was coming up with an idea, I was thinking of, there are these two girls who are sisters, and they're brought up in a family where, they're the only children there, and everyone, but they're their family. They don't always agree, but then this traveling carnival comes by, and she's drawn in by all the pretty lights, and she loves the circus and everything about it. And so they come along and they offer for her to go and join the circus and be like a trapeze artist and stuff. Like the immediate reaction you have is like, well, those people must be really dodgy to try to get a girl out of her family and take them to the circus. Like, it's because we know the idea of what the Jedi are. But for it to be a compelling idea, you need the idea of the choice is it's a bad choice to be giving to a child and then having you try to empathize with her choice. Because it's the choice between leaving her family to join a group of people she doesn't know, who in the last few episodes we've been led to believe that there's ambiguities and there's disagreements and that there's something potentially nefarious going on.
With the Jedi?
Yeah, like the Jedi aren't being portrayed as all good in the series to this point because, you've got Torben killing himself and, this mystery around the Jedi of what's going on and like the only character that really has been introduced that's kind of like the idea of a Jedi is the Soul Dude.
Well, Karen, what's her name? Not Karen.
Karen,
Matrix woman.
but even her, yeah, but she wasn't Carrie Ann Moss.
Carrie
She,
Ann Moss.
she wasn't even introduced as a Jedi-ish. Like she was introduced as the traveling monk fighter, but not like as a role model type character of something that represents what the good in the Jedi. The thing that you're supposed to empathize with and be drawn to.
So
And
I
that's
think I agree
yeah.
with what you're saying because 100% when he hands her the freaking lightsaber in front of all the witches, that was
Yeah,
just
it's
stupid
that.
writing, idiotic
Yeah,
writing.
just waiting for her to push
So
the
like,
button and it go through his
why
head.
would that unfold the way that it did? So she's taking shortcuts all this time, just really she's assuming that we know the Jedi are good, I think. That's why it's written this way. She's taking that huge assumption. It's not actually
Which
granted for any of this stuff. Oh, here we go.
yeah.
The
And
big
there's
implication
like
now.
everything leading up to that point.
Sorry, Chris has got something. The big implication now, though,
His whole
is that Anakin
chosen
Skywalker's
one
whole
thing
chosen one thing
now is
now is broken.
and
That's what is really annoying people.
really annoying
that-
people. It wasn't Plagius who did it. Yeah.
Sorry, you're reading it. You reading it or I?
There was a covenant of witches, and yes,
And yes, the LGBTQ, which is
Yeah, I'm
the
reading.
path of Dizzy has an agenda. Yeah. So Anakin's chosen one thing is broken because of how she was created, how the twins were created. Oh, okay. Plagueis. Who's Plagueis?
Did I ever tell you about the story of Darth Aegis the Wise? He was a Jedi. He was a Sith Lord who was so powerful in the Force that he could manipulate the midichlorians to create life.
All right.
And to save the people that he loved from dying.
Yeah, like the implication in the implication is that Anakin was created potentially by Darth Plagueis or Palpatine,
All right.
using the Force to do so.
He created Anakin. Oh.
Yes, that Plagueis.
But didn't that only
Which is
come
kind
from
of
the
interesting.
rise of Skywalker? Have we heard about him before that?
The rise, yeah, he was only ever introduced once in the movies, and that was in one scene.
In Rise of
Never mentioned
Skywalker.
again.
But before that, did we hear
Yep.
about it?
No, rise. Is it Rise of Revenge of the Sith? No, Revenge of the Sith, not Rise of Skywalker.
All right.
It was introduced in Episode 3.
Oh, I see.
No, no, that's the Force Dyad you're thinking of.
I thought
Twins,
it was
twins and twins.
So, but is now because Disney's
That's
made gay women do it. That
I
Disney
know, I
is now
don't care
trying to
about gay
push
women.
its agenda rather than actually bothering to write anything genuinely compelling and decent.
Look, yeah, I yeah. I mean, the thing is, I try to watching this. I can separate myself from the idea of them being gay and all that sort of say. But I think that the problem is that if it's written poorly, like even like we're talking about the plot. We're not just talking about the writing, but the underlying plot and intention behind the plot, which we don't know, which is what Derek and I
Sort
are
of
kind
trying
of
to
speculating
get
on.
at, yeah. But
Right.
it
And
is what you
that
say, the
doesn't matter.
story that matters, yeah. Bad writing highlights stuff that shouldn't be focusing on, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, it's not just the bad, like this is what I was saying before with Derek, is that it's not just the bad writing, but also the underlying premise behind it. Like, let's say, like one thing that George Lucas, like you know, when the first 3 episodes of Star Wars came out, one thing I thought was that George Lucas was great with his ideas, but poor on delivery of them.
You
So
mean the
he needed to-
prequels?
yeah. And he needed to be surrounded by people who would support and make good his ideas good.
But also,
So-
like, edit him down because he had way too much and people didn't say no to him.
Yeah. So, but with this, we're kind of talking about that from that perspective, where that
He wasn't constricted in what he could do, yeah.
yeah. But like with this, what we're talking about is what's the underlying reason, like what's the underlying premise behind this, not the poor writing. Because sometimes, like whether it's a Coven of Witches or not, there might be an underlying interesting premise that requires witches to be in it. I don't know. But we won't know that until the end. But it's a slog to get through because it's so poorly written. It draws attention to all the wrong things.
Yeah, which is what Chris is saying as well.
Yeah.
And he says in the original trilogy he was forced to make a decent script with the editing and etc. I agree with that.
Mm.
But as far as the agenda stuff, I don't know. Why would Disney have an agenda like that? Is it just because of the political landscape? Is it that fucked up over there?
There's this whole thing about ESG,
What's
social,
that?
like a lot of social engineering stuff, where I think it's ESG. I can't remember, but there is definitely this antagonism.
What's that? I don't have my browser. I can't open it because it'll
Oh,
kill the
oh.
stream. I have
I'll
like
get my
a million
virus.
tabs open. As soon as I open something,
Yeah,
it'll
no,
just
that's all
shut
right.
down.
I'll open it. Oh yeah, it's just a picture of. Have you ever seen the picture of Kathleen Kennedy in the Forces female
What?
with the Forces female shirt?
Oh gosh.
Um, I don't think I can.
No, I get it. I get it now. Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
she's with three other women, and they're all wearing shirts to say the Forces female.
I mean, it was heavy in this one. It's very obvious. That's why I said to you that the director's a lesbian.
Yeah, the problem is that it's not increasing the female audience. From
Well,
what
it's
I've
not
heard.
good writing. Like, just write a good story,
Yeah.
and then we'll be on board with whatever you tell us. But you're not doing that job, so why is it going to matter at all? Do all women want that sort of a show? This is exactly the point. Yeah, it's bad writing. No one's going to want this.
I I'm not sure. Yeah, like yeah.
You got to not take huge leaps of unbounded um, jumps
I think
in believability. Like if a Jedi enters a room and gives a lightsaber to a small child in front of their whole family, we are going to switch off 100%. There's no way that anyone is going to say, "Oh yeah, that's believable." That's going to.
and I can totally see the conversations. Look, it's symbolic. People will get it. People aren't stupid. They'll get it. It has to be symbolic. So it's symbolic. And everyone's like, that's a stupid symbolic symbol because she's going to turn that on and just vaporize her head. It's like, it's just, yeah.
And then they force this thing where they're on a bridge collapsing, and we've just witnessed this burning book, which is burning down everything. Where the hell is the audience in space? Have you even considered that? It's bad writing. So no one is going to just be on board with it. We're doing it because we have to. I don't know why we have to.
Sorry,
Stone
you
building.
broke up there. The stone building. Stop!
Yeah, I know.
There was some wood in there. Surely there was a little bit of wood. I noticed a bit of wood.
So just huge
The
holes
window
in
frames.
not just the story, but just the very premise of believability.
The very foundations of the mountain.
You know what I mean? Leslie Headlands.
Oh, don't do that.
Closest
Oh,
wooden
no, don't say that. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. That kind of goes against what you're saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done.
I think you've pulled a little too tightly on a few things.
Regret is true.
Yeah.
Should we get the next one going?
I can't wait. Let's do it. All right.
You got the right episode?
Yeah. Lightsaber.
So, ready? 3,
No, wait,
Two.
wait.
1. We are addicted to pain. 3, 2, 1, go. We are indeed, Chris.
Oh, yes. 16 years responsible for the murder. Brendock is quite a terrible. I gotta say, that is a bad name because it really sounds like someone's about to say Brenda.
Brenda's the best name, though.
The planet Beatrice.
We're from Olga.
So stupid. You must kill the Jedi without a weapon. What does that mean?
I love Wookiees.
That's, you know what that scene made me think of? Shrek.
Why?
It did. It did. It made me think of Shrek.
Why?
It did. It was in it. It looked like Shrek's cabin. where he was.
Donkey.
Kofa.
At least it's not
Foka.
Brenda.
Arkov. Arkov. See? That looks like Shrek's.
That's a bit, eh? It's a ship, though, right? Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's I hope it's made of wood, not stone.
That way it won't burn down if it's wood. Oh, look at the symbols. Yin and yang.
Circles. He's been doing research. Ah,
It looks something like the witch's symbol.
why is he being made to look like he's
There's
a monkey?
There's the witch's symbol.
Or why is he using like a stupid knife to cut things? Has he crash landed there?
Maybe.
That was lucky.
That it landed where it was. That it did.
Yeah. It's a ship that is built to be off kilter. Just happens to land on an off kilter. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's being too pernickety.
Darth Mendoza. I looked this up on IMDb. It says it's a thriller.
Thriller. Rated G. Actually, what is it rated?
Probably G. Hasn't been much. In case we didn't remember.
Sorry, I don't know why I found that so funny.
And she wrote absurd into the script too. Yes, it is absurd. A lot of this is absurd. It wasn't a good writing moment, Chris. It was not.
It was when they showed how many Jedi were left to be killed. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Derek? Does she have something else?
Starting to fade. Getting glassy eyed.
I'm, I'm not tired.
No, I am.
I thought the glassy-eyed was just because of the writing.
It is, yeah.
I don't look in the mirror much.
Darth Mendoza.
Oh, she's carrying a toy again. That's a nice backpack.
Hmm.
My son would like that. It'd fit him too.
I reckon you could buy it from Disney.
Yeah, I reckon so. 59, 99, 99, 95.
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live.
There was another leap. You want me to join the Jedi? I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
Right, let's not pause it.
Yeah, I'm not. No plan to. What's it?
Surprise, surprise. She's with them.
Oh, did he manage to convince her?
And there's a new alien type.
What did I miss?
Not much. The mini arc that she created at the start of this episode has been destroyed. And she's with them again. The himbo. Ugh, I love the ships. Can never get enough of that. Did you hear they're making a new Wing Commander game?
Game?
Yeah.
No. Oh. I thought, weren't they making Star Citizen though?
Oh.
Oh no, the Spook Forest.
700 million in funding. Is that true? Fucking hell. Star Citizen. It will never be finished. I heard that people are like...
Yeah.
They can buy like a fake ship in a game for a couple grand, like $2,000 or something.
48,000.
Really? Fucking hell.
Oh, they brought a sniffing person.
That just proves that geeks have too much money. They all got into Bitcoin and this is where it's going. We gotta make a game. Why don't we make a game? Us three.
It'll be called How to Torture Yourself. Hesitate. Yeah.
You gotta repeat all that. It
Just
broke
so-
up entirely. We use...
I hate the word youngling.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it.
It reminds me of that comedy bit. This
It's-
guy,
it's
he won't
almost
watch anything with
Saying
Realm
a
in it.
child kid.
Yeah.
Except it's like child kitty wink.
Kitty wink.
Oh, you froze. A child kitty wink. Oh, I'm losing you.
It's okay. You're gone. You're back now.
Oh, you could... Yeah, I won't talk.
You know, I actually enjoy little bits of this thing. Like the two of them trying to find the Wookiee. It's an enjoyable thing to watch. But then the rest of the story just drags down. Yeah, they found the girl on the snow planet immediately, traipsing through the forest with trackers.
Yeah, the good idea. Shit.
Yeah, they're trying to find the Wookiee. Well, they're trying to find them.
Let's go. Good idea. It's not going to move or anything.
Oh.
Wait, it moved. Yeah. But
It's got wings. Wow,
why
creepy.
do they always make that sound?
That's from Predator, isn't it?
I feel better now.
Be back soon. I feel good murdering a lizard. No, wait.
A bug.
Insect.
Cool to see a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's right. That's not Soul. That's a token white dude who's probably going to get killed.
If he's male and he's white, he's dead. Good as dead.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Dead
now.
or stupid.
It used to be the black guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an accurate description of us, Chris. Derek, you look like you're in pain. Pete looks like he's waiting for something to hurt him.
No, I'm waiting for the hurting to stop, actually.
When will it stop?
I just don't understand this girl's motivation.
Yeah, they're muddying it up a little bit now, eh? I think we're giving the writers too much credit. There is actually no... She's just making it up as she goes. The white guy.
He's gonna get killed very soon. He's got the high ground.
A disturbance in the force.
That means that she's gonna find out something.
When he explains everything.
Yeah. Oh, better run away then. What is going on? He's already dead. Oh, do you think he's alive, Derek? Do you think he might still be alive?
They're milking it. Is that a lightsaber word?
Yeah. They didn't do it.
Oh, that's creepy. Night. Happy. Not nightmares. Thanks, Chris.
Oh, good night.
May your dreams be well written.
Sorry.
May your dreams be well
yeah.
written. Thanks, man. Have a good night. Oh, that was it. We got to the end. Yes, well, that was an episode.
Yeah, we got there. We got there. And with plenty of time to spare.
Well, it's kind of playing out, like you said, that guy's the Sith. And, but she's sort of muddying things up. I think it's just buying her time, to be honest. I don't know. It shouldn't be like that. There's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's like someone couldn't write a 20 series skip ahead.
Yeah, not much more to say. I think we all said it in the first break.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm an inspired person right now. Very inspired.
Well, it went back. Like, we had quite a good break from it because it was a flashback episode. So it was almost like a new possibilities. But now we're back to what it was before that. It's a little bit depressing.
I just knew we were in for some true greatness when I saw the 2 down, 1 to go.
Yeah.
In case you missed it from like literally the previously on the 50 times that they said that 2 had been killed, and it's
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the end credits scene.
Oh, is there one?
No, I'm kidding.
I already took my headphones out. Yeah.
No, there isn't anyway.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Well,
it's a little
thank
bit
you,
bad.
but thank you. Oh, but it's you know, it's still fun. I got some really good laughs out of it though. So I'm going to look on the positive side and say I really, there was a few bits that just made me laugh. And
So so the new thing is that she says, "Oh, I'm going to turn myself in." Is there motivation behind that, or are we saying that she will turn herself in now, that she's had a change of heart?
I think that, well, yeah, she's going to turn herself in, and then she stopped, and then they came out and they said, "Come on with your hands up." Oh God, hands up, hands so we can see them.
No, but like
Police!
the initial turning point, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, yeah. I mean, I get the idea, the motivation, and all of that stuff, but literally, there was no talking about it, no discussion. There was no, what are your feelings now that you've seen your sister? There's no discussion around it. It was literally just,
So is it a fake
know,
thing? Is she onto him?
what?
Because she trapped him.
Oh no, that was,
Just a coincidence.
yeah. I don't think she knew that he was the Sith. Still, I think that she just trapped him.
Because the way she said
Get away.
you'll have to find me, I thought there may have been something more to that. She might have known.
No, because when she saw that the Wookiee was dead, she was like, "Oh, he's here."
Yeah. Yep.
So, Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely are reading too much into it, and it's just unfolding at a weird thing.
I think there's. Yeah. I mean, seriously, we're 4 episodes in.
Halfway. But all the Jedi are dead now, so there's actually a lot more room for her to move around. Like, there's no constraint now. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know where this is going.
Well, my inkling is that the explanation is tied back to the last episode. I'll explain everything. That's the secret that he's been hiding from her.
Yeah, that'll be the that her sister didn't burn down the stone building.
Yep.
That something else happened,
Yep.
which is not a massive leap. It's just yeah, we'll see. That her name was not. Maybe this guy is Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, so Chris mentioned that stuff. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
I don't really have much comment. I didn't know about that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
He said the fans were
Again.
angry that she is because it
Oh,
reduces-
because it's like they're before. Now it's more common for there to be people who are born without immaculate conceptions. They're like, oh, it's Anakin, and now it's twins, and so like muddying the waters essentially.
Do you think it
But,
matters though? Does it taint the other storyline because this exists?
We haven't seen the end of it, but I think I guess we'll see how it ends. If it closes up on the like, if even if it's terrible, but it closes the thread on whatever it is it's trying to explore, fine. I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter. Like, none of it matters because it's all terrible. It's just like, what do you, it's just like, I mean, let's be honest. The prequels weren't really that great anyway.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, the character Anakin, I really wanted to know his story. It wasn't told well.
Yeah.
Like, the character was amazing. Darth Vader, his arc is incredible arc. And they're getting there with Obi-Wan. But the prequels weren't written well.
No.
So... But, I mean, there was the essence of what he wanted there, the Clone Wars, which it's a cool concept. And he went to all these amazing special effects, and there were huge leaps and bounds in the film industry, but the core of, like, the dramatic thing was not there. And he wasn't the best to do that story anyway.
No.
This is a different thing,
quite,
though.
It's quite interesting just how, it's just so interesting how there can be such, I don't know. There just seems to be so many problems with the industry in terms of getting decent directors, getting decent writers, getting all the right people to do it, and just like it is a cast of. Oh, excuse me. I mean, it does take a cast of thousands to make a movie, so there's plenty of things that can go wrong, and a director's role is quite a significant thing. So, I mean, the biggest problem, like, the reality is, let's. You got one of the biggest franchises, and they've constantly gotten unknown directors to do all this shit.
But I mean, look at Mandalorian. How did you rate the first season of Mandalorian?
It was good.
It's good, right? That was a similar thing. What's different about that? Like, they always had a new director for each episode. Why did that one
My
work?
get well, it didn't always work, but I think also I think there was a few things I'd be interested to watch them again now because we are always, basing it on what came before it and stuff. So, and what came after. But like, I think the thing about The Mandalorian was it was the first live action series, which meant that they had time to work on the concept, the ideas, all of this stuff to build to it. Um, so there was probably a lot more investment in time and thinking about it and how putting it all together. But I think after once they started making more series and all of that type of thing, there's the all of these series and things came out. There was going to be this like wealth of like the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, and like they were working on the Acolyte. I think it was one of the earlier ones they're working on.
That's
So
the
it's
thing. I read it was like 2020 when they got her on to do it, to announce it. So that's a
yeah.
lot of time.
There's some people, yeah. There's speculation as to maybe it had been rewritten a few times or something.
Yeah, well, that's
Um,
evident. That is evident. Because
is
it's,
it?
well, if that's the
If it
real
was
reason why it's
rewritten,
bad,
it's because it
because it's
was
so
rewritten.
because it's so choppy. Like it had the intention of being the fugitive, but someone else wrote the other bit in. It's like it was written to be one thing, but then it's changed because someone else had a different vision for it. So that makes
I
sense to
think,
me.
yeah. I don't know why people write. I don't know how it works, but when people are constantly writing over something, getting someone else to come in and not and to change the script to write over it, it's sort of like you don't get a good idea by
By
if you've
hacking
got two
away,
people.
hey, they're just hacking
Yeah,
away.
you don't hack it into a good state. If you've got to hack it, start again.
They need
Come
that
up with a different
strong,
premise.
strong core arc, which the Mando had. The baby was always the prerogative, but then each episode was its own arc, you know?
Story.
And it was very clear
Yeah.
what the intention was from the beginning of that arc. They always let it in like a story should be told. We need to be told what's happening in that episode and what the obstacle is and then how he overcomes it, you know? That
Andor wasn't quite like that though.
Andor is great in that it wasn't that, I think,
No,
because it was
it
actually a
wasn't episodic.
film. It was like a film the
Yeah,
whole way
it was a
through.
long. That's it.
And we were always in this world that we got lost in completely, and it was so
But it
much
was well
depth.
written.
Yeah, really, like there was a lot of depth to the characters and the politics behind it. Um,
Well, it
yeah,
really was. It really knew what it was. Andor really knew what it was, and it knew what story it was trying to tell. Like it was very clear what this was about.
there were some
And it was,
episodic elements to it in the spy thing. Like he was always doing the spy thing, and we got that little bit in pieces.
yeah,
But it was
there
good
was
because they
a
explored
yeah,
both sides. Like it was varied. It wasn't just the same
mm,
thing.
yeah. It was really yeah. I want to watch it again.
This one is just all over the place, honestly. It's like really lost it. And not in a good
Yeah.
way. Not in a good way at all.
Apparently, I'm not reading the. Oh no, hang on, that was ages ago. Um, I
When he
just saw my
first
brother's
when he first
message.
wrote,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
So
It's
like
just
for me the pieces are in place. And like the new things that we got were the coven thing, the whole witch thing. That was interesting. And so there's the depth to knowing what they actually are because they're not just
Yeah. So good idea. Yeah. Let's take out the writing, take out the story, and what's the underlying premise of what this is about? What is it about? It's about
you want me to go? It's like, it's one knowing what they are, because she said they're, I'm the mother, but I made them. It's which made them. And that's quite a compelling thing. But they also all died.
Yeah,
And so
but
the secret's sort of buried with Soul now. So there's that
But
secret.
what's the underlying story of this? Like, what's the fundamental message that's trying, like, whether it's a political thing or whether it's, generally there's some type of underlying, like even Obi-Wan, right? Like, it wasn't great, but you knew what this was about. This was about Obi-Wan and like him coming to grips with what Darth Vader had become.
Yep.
You know, like what had happened to Anakin and all of that was the underlying thing, which is why it culminated in the fight.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
however
not
you
just
wanna-
the fight, but that conversation. The conversation was the thing.
Yes,
It wasn't just
that was
me beating
that
you,
was the-
I'm more powerful. It was like stripping him back and seeing the effect of what happened, and like he actually forgave him. It was the forgiveness that was most powerful. He said, "You didn't create me, I did." That was the huge thing about it. There was so much depth to this change between the relationship between two characters. So
and
I
that's
think
why, like, it was only one moment of that whole series that was good, but it was really good.
and it built on everything. I think that's why, because of all the history we've seen.
Yeah.
That's why there was so much writing on that moment.
But I mean, like, they had not going into all of the other bad writing and bad storylines and stuff, but at least there was an underlying arc to it all. And I guess I'm trying to understand what it is for this, because I feel like what the underlying arc is about family or something to do, like, it's about these twins, right?
Yeah.
But what is it about these twins? Like, it's so murky because
Well,
it's not.
I think for me, the key thing now is that they were created. There is that sense that there is something different about these two. Hopefully they explore that, because it's been hit and miss in what they actually go into in this. Like,
Yeah,
we think it's one thing and we don't really know.
yeah.
But
But
so
and you won't
it's
quite know until the end because it's badly written. You don't know. I think the thing is just I'm just trying to understand where this is going. Like, I mean, Ahsoka was very like, say what you will, but at least you knew exactly what it was about. Um, and Mandalorian, all of those had, you kind of knew what the trajectory was, or like Mandalorian it was also about this relationship that was growing between him and the baby.
yeah.
Um, so it was a Western with this underlying storyline of, someone who has no soul finding his soul.
Yeah. That was the big arc, wasn't it? He's opening up. Yeah.
And so
I
yeah,
guess
with
this then is twins being separate
But
on their own sort of journey, and one becoming, I guess, their growth. It's like about character growth. She's slowly shifting to see that family is important. I think that's what that core message is. And the manipulation of both sides, both Sith Lord and Jedi, like, they're not very true. There's that untrustworthiness. Like, why has he kept this secret from her? I'll explain everything now. Why didn't he tell her before? There's that sort of untrusting ally, in a way. And that's repeated on the dark side. This guy is, he's meant to be a friend and he's taking her in this thing, but he's the actual Sith Lord, So there's that repetition of family stronger than the so-called good and so-called,
Yeah.
So there will be a uniting, I guess. I guess that's the sort of the vibe of it. The bigger story.
Yeah. Yeah, and the hard thing about it though is that it's sort of is that like, and that's part of the problem in that last episode where if the girls actually got on together, like it was about one of them was borderline sociopathic and the other girl wanted to get away from her and become a Jedi. So is it about them coming back together? Like what like she said I'll kill you and then she set fire to a place and whether she did it or not, she tried to kill her own sister.
Mm.
So what's the redemptive arc there? I just you
It'll
know
be written in badly, 100%,
yeah.
but it'll happen, and
Yeah.
it'll be amazing when
That's
they're all
true.
together and happy and.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry I tried to kill you. I'm sorry I tried to let you. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably that. It's probably about that, if anything. Because there has to be some emotional core to it or some message that's trying to be conveyed. Like Andor was a bigger story. It was like what a movie would be. It's like, it's not just exploring interpersonal themes, though it is doing that as well
Yeah.
with Andor and his arc, and the inspiration for rebellion.
Yeah.
These people's stories and how they're inspired and what's transpiring and going on. I mean, it was such a brilliant film. It's such a brilliant series. I want to watch it again. Like that whole thing about going, they're all prisoners going in and they don't know what they're building, and just this soulless being turned into a machine, basically people becoming machines and being treated like scrap, and the loss of just all of it's just so brilliant.
There was
I want to
way
watch
more
it again.
depth, hey. It really felt good, eh? Because you're not just
Yeah,
watching this surface level stuff, and we're trying to fabricate a backstory. Because the backstory was all there unfolding. We knew
yeah,
that there was so much depth to the mother character and his relationship and the robot even. And like when he ran away, it's like it's so written in to his character, what he wants. And then we know that he's escaping and that he can't escape. So it's kind of like we see this conflict unfolding naturally. And it's like, we're so invested in it. Whereas,
I'd like to see Ender again to see how the Empire is actually introduced in that series. Like whether it's introduced in a way that we're supposed to already know the history of it, or whether it actually did. Like if you weren't watching any Star Wars and you started just watching Andor, I'd like to know what the takeaway would be from that.
yeah.
Because
I like that the fact that they kept it very sort of ambiguous. Like it starts in a freaking brothel, you know. They're all in a shady place
that's right,
anyway.
he's trying to find his sister.
Like all of them are in this dark place to begin with, and it's sort of like that you can see the humanity beyond it because they're in a brothel. It's not in a inn or like a fucking cantina where this one started. It's like immediately a darker place, and we get that vibe from it. That it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's beyond morals.
Mm,
And they're wearing the
mm.
uniform, but they're all in the same thing, and he's the one that shoots. So it's kind of like there was lots and lots of depth there, which this doesn't have even in the slightest. And they haven't thought about it. They've clearly not even
No.
considered it. So we can't expect them
Yeah.
to.
They've written a shallow. It's shallow people writing. Uh, it's shallow people trying to write deeply.
And I looked at her
It,
credits. She did some, I don't know what it was.
didn't she win an award for something?
um, what's her name again?
Leslie Headland.
Leslie. I just want to get it right. Uh, she wrote Bachelorette. It's kind of like she wrote this Bachelorette film, 2012. Sleeping with
Uh,
other people, Russian Doll. So they're like,
Russian
there's
Doll was supposed to be good. I
so,
never watched it, but it was supposed to be good.
But they're like dramas. They're sort of like, I don't know. It's not a thriller.
Created by Natasha Lyonne, Leslie Headland, and Amy Poehler. It's basically it was like
It's a mystery.
it was a takeaway from Groundhog Day. It was like they created it's in
Dies repeatedly. I
time
see.
loop.
Okay. Yeah, it does sound good.
Loving it.
So maybe I'm judging too heavily on that. But you can't blame me. Fucking hell, what we just witnessed. It's kind of dragging.
Oh yeah.
Leslie,
Oh, it's like
you're
it's
frozen.
terrible. It's atrociously bad, and it was created by 3 people. Not so you don't know which one of them contributed the most.
Yeah, Amy Poehler's amazing.
Yeah, it was probably her.
But in Groundhog Day, that actually sounds like a good premise.
And that's the other thing as well is that sometimes
No, you're breaking up. Sometimes.
what we're talking about is, when the right people together.
Putting the right people together, you said.
Album.
Oh, it broke up.
Maybe it's like a band, and if one of the artists goes and does a solo album. Sometimes solo albums aren't very good.
John Lennon made a good go of it. George
You
Harrison.
mean the Beatles, like one of the greatest supposed bands of all time? You're comparing that to Russian Doll.
Oh, is that what we're talking about? I don't know what we were talking about. I thought you were just talking about solo artists.
No, well, I was talking about Russian Doll and that it was created by 3 people.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Whereas, so it might be that 3 together might have created something really special.
Oh, I see.
But you separate and make one of them go off and do their own thing.
She's the
they might
Ringo
not-
then.
She's the window.
The Ringo Starr.
The Ringo, yeah, she's the drummer. That could be, that's the whole, like, it's the dynamic between people that often creates something really good. So you don't necessarily know what goes on behind the scenes or who contributes what. Sometimes you might have 2 creative people and one person who just is like the glue that keeps it all together. The interaction between people is not necessarily just 3 truly creative people creating something. Sometimes it's the dynamic itself.
I mean, it's hard. Writing's hard. I can't write for shit.
I'm
You
not
got to
a
come up.
brilliant writer.
You got to come up with characters that you love. That's the core about it.
Yeah,
Like, we got to
and they don't
love
care
the
about-
character, and then
Yeah,
we do. We love
and-
Mando. We love him, and the baby Grogu. There's so much love for a character, and she hasn't done it here. There's no love there. Like, we don't love them first to care about what happens to them. They're going through this thing that happens, but there's no like connection, and that's what's deeply lacking.
Yeah.
We would care less if we really loved the character, but we don't even love them, so it's kind of like, fuck, you're in a in a bad position if you've written yourself there.
Yeah. I hate my characters. I don't like them. I don't even understand them.
They're lying to each other and keeping secrets.
Yeah.
And
Fighting each other.
fighting each other, want to kill each other themselves.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to, like, maybe it's that it's hard to write a character that you like when you're not a likable person. How can you write something like, how can you be moral how can you write something moral when you don't understand morals? How can you, how can
Yeah.
how can you write about love when all you've got in your heart is hate?
Yeah, it's a good point, eh?
Um,
I guess that leads into what Chris is saying, where there is an ulterior motive. They're talking about
yeah.
all this stuff, so, and that's in the background of it all. They want to stay true to that, whereas they're missing the point. It's actually mostly about love. We
It's
love
always
Andor. We love Andor. We can't say we don't. That's why we watch him, because we want to know what happens to
Yeah.
him. We're on
But he
his
did
side.
get increasingly sidelined, didn't he?
Yeah. But that's fine, because we're on his side, We want to see.
I got a bit annoyed by Grogu as it went on.
Yep, we're up
Like,
to
there's only...
series 3, aren't we? It's losing its steam, 100%.
Oh, is there more Mandalorian? There's a movie, isn't there? Supposedly,
Yeah,
but
there's more
there's
coming.
no such thing as a Star Wars movie, though. They don't exist anymore.
I thought we were going to get some more.
Yeah, but they've been saying that every movie that they cancelled.
What did they cancel?
The Mandalorian season 4 is yet to be confirmed, but we are getting another adventure with Din Djarin and Baby Yoda.
Hang on, next Star Wars movie. The Rey film, hey? Yeah, there's a Rey film. That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
Fucking Damon Lindelof. No, Lost Guy.
Yeah, I know. But didn't he contribute to Andor?
Did he? But he's a loose
One of
cannon,
the-
man. He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't he part of that Alien movie? Prometheus?
Oh, that's a good movie.
Prometheus?
Isn't it?
You mean the one where the scientists were overjoyed to see an alien thing that they'd never seen before, and they went, "It's so beautiful."
Oh, right. You hated it. I thought it was good. Wasn't it Ridley Scott, though?
Yeah, I love the cinematography and the feeling of it, the music.
Mostly that's
Just
what
some of the
film is
plot
for me.
points.
Like, even in glimpses
Yeah.
of this, where they're walking through the forest just alone, looking for a Wookiee, I got a vibe from that, and I'm happy. You know?
Really?
I don't know. Like, I can get in the zone if it's done well.
Right. I find it so hard when
To switch
it doesn't
off.
seem to be. When it's
Your
not good.
what's your personality type? INT, is it
Yeah.
P? I think I'm INFJ. So we have our brains work
Yeah?
differently.
I thought you were an INFP.
I thought so, but I was reading up last night. I think I'm a J because how they process emotions is like, I'm more worried about your happiness than my hurt. Like, as long as you're happy, I don't care if I'm fucking in immense pain. And the P apparently.
But I'm like that too.
Oh, I heard J was that. Someone said that J was that.
They're wrong.
Are they?
J's about structured thinking. You're thinking about the feeling type. The feeling type.
No, I read
Yeah,
this thing where they're linked. It's not as simple as
They
the
do.
F.
Yeah.
It's the combination of them.
But like J is more around structured thinking and like structured situations. I don't think it's about putting. I'm not sure about that one. I could be wrong.
Do you reckon I am
could be
a?
wrong,
Do you reckon I'm a P? What's the P then?
I thought you're an INFP.
What's the P?
It's a loose thing that happens when you've got a loose bladder.
But what's the
Perceiving.
defining moment?
Perceiving, judging and perceiving.
But what's the defining thing around it? You said it's about structure. J is about structure.
J's about structured thinking. P is about unstructured thinking. So P's can be more spontaneous, more creative in certain ways, not more creative, but more artistic, I think. Um, J's are more, they like structure more. You don't, yeah.
See, this thing is the one that I saw, personality hacker, and it was saying you've got these things. Have you heard of this? Driver, co-pilot, 3-year-old, 10-year-old. Have you heard of that sort of framework in terms of Myers-Briggs?
Been a while since I've done, like,
So, like the driver, for instance, for INFJ is perspectives, whereas the driver for INFP is authenticity. It's kind of got these different motivators, the way they've broken it down. And the co-pilot, I don't know what exactly this framework is, but it's saying for INFJ it's harmony, whereas for INFP it's exploration. So that was the driver for me, the co-pilot actually, that sort of, I do want harmony more than exploration.
mm,
And INFP was very self-referential, it was saying. Like they will always refer to their own values before deciding, whereas I very rarely do that. I actually look at the surroundings and will decide based on what I see, the patterns. Like it's like I have my own values, obviously, but I'm sort of deciding less based on my experience. Like I won't be so true to my value that I'll like piss everyone else off in the room, sort of thing. That's what they were saying.
oh, maybe, I'm not sure.
There's so much depth to this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I brought it up in the end.
I don't know that.
I'll have to look back at the tape.
Sorry, well, I was looking up. I was looking at Bandor stuff. What was it again? I was looking at the writing. Looking for the writers. It doesn't. Created by Tony Gilroy. Okay, Tony Gilroy, Dan Gilroy, Stephen Schiff, Bo Willerman,
I
Tony
remember
Gilroy,
now. It was the T. The T, not the J and the P that I was interested in you about, because you're a very T.
Yes, I'm a T.
You can't, like, where I can enjoy that scene in the Wookiee thing, you can't get over the fact, you can't let go of the sort of the hole that led us there. The T is
The lack of logic.
yeah, the logic. That's
Yeah.
why I write. It still plays in the back of your mind constantly. Is that right?
No, it's I think I think I know what you mean. Yeah, like the lack of logic, the thing that because something doesn't make sense, like that's harder for me. That like I could feel something more if it made sense. Whereas for you, you're getting the aesthetic of a thing, so you're probably feeling that side of it. That would make sense.
Yeah, so the T sort of stops you from enjoying it.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I might have to.
Yeah, let's head. Any last thoughts?
I can't wait for episode 5.
You might be a couple of weeks. We'll do the double again. But thanks, everyone.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Chris, for tuning
Yeah,
in.
is anyone still there?
Chris is gone, but
Yeah.
the recording is the recording.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Stay safe, and may the
Yeah.
force be with you. Stopping now.
Yep.